the host of Aaron's Hour, Aaron Phillips.
And good afternoon, everybody. I am Mystic Mona City. Oh, wait a minute. I'm confused. I'm Aaron Phillips. That's Mystic Mona here. You are currently watching Aaron's Hour with Aaron Phillips, because if my name wasn't Aaron Phillips, the title of the show would really be stupid. Anyway, thank you for watching, regardless of what platform, whether it's Facebook, YouTube. If you're listening to us on the apps, that's terrific. WWDBTV for Android, WWDBTV for your iPhones. And the best part is, if you miss all of that, but you have Roku, so Roku, ROKU, you can download the WWDBTV channel to Roku and not only check out all the Aaron's Hour shows, but the additional plentiful list of shows. I'm not going to say plethora because John yells at me, but many shows to watch. 702-992-3207. There you go. There's Jennifer popping up already. She has been messaging. By the way, Mystic Mona, in case one of our favorite guests, good friend, and she, for whatever the reason, she just loves coming back, I guess. I don't know. She has nothing to do today. Says, hey, I'm going to come in. And she even brought a guest with her today. She's got everybody happening. So Jennifer is, we love Jennifer.
Jennifer's our favorite.
She absolutely is. And so a couple of...
And so loyal.
Oh, everything. God bless
Hello.
her. And as a kindergarten teacher, I can understand why she needs to hear adults. However, 2 months ago, she messaged me through Facebook. She goes, Jennifer, if I'm lying, please correct me. She goes, when's the next time you're going to have Mystic Mona on? And I started chuckling. This is before you and I had talked. Right. And again, I have to apologize to our audience. Mona was supposed to come on the last couple of weeks. I had kerfuffles with schedules, and she's been great in dealing with my rescheduling. So we got her on. So I said to Jennifer, I said, she's coming on today. She said, oh, I can't wait to this, because the reading she gave me last time was so right on. I can't wait to share it. So okay, Jennifer, we've got her back on, not only because I miss her and we miss her, but they brought her back on for you. 702-992-3207. And here's the cool thing. You are always so gracious when you come on to do your mini readings for people, right?
Yes.
They can call in. Maybe we can do a little, if someone puts in the chat room, whatever, we'll figure it out.
Yeah. If someone just wants to ask a question via chat, that's great.
Yeah.
I mean, I can do that too. So
give your guidelines about readings.
A specific question allows me to zoom in and zero in on what's going on with you, but it's actually okay if you just want me to tell you what the cards want to tell you, because I'm totally on board with that. So, but you need to ask me either one. What do the cards want to tell me? What does Spirit want to tell me? Or if there's a specific question, I do get a lot of people that call in because they're dealing with a lawsuit or they're dealing with something with their homeowners association. That was a recent one. I'm not even going to go into that story, but that was bad.
Their homeowners association.
Well, okay. Can I tell you just a little
Absolutely.
bit? Okay. So
it just sounds intriguing.
These people actually ended up moving, and this is a true story. And I'm not going to tell you where.
Okay.
Because,
let's protect them.
We don't want any lawsuits.
Nope.
For you
any,
guys.
I can't afford it.
So anyway, there were squirrels.
Okay.
Lots of squirrels around this homeowners association. Well, one of the tenants complained about the number of squirrels.
Okay.
So, of course, I always think of that cartoon with the dog and the squirrel.
Yes.
Squirrel. Okay.
Squirrel.
Anyway.
Squirrel.
Enough of that.
Like John. Squirrel.
So a tenant complains there's all these squirrels. And so the homeowners association says, fine, we will trap them and take them off to the wilderness. And everybody will be happy. They will go off,
be set free.
And be set free. Yes, exactly.
Born free.
Yes. Without those funny feeders that we're seeing on the internet. Have you seen those feeders?
No.
Okay. There's a feeder for birds that has a squirrel deterrent on the bottom. So when the squirrel jumps on the bottom of the feeder, it spins the squirrel around. You got to look at this. It's actually, I'm sorry, it's sort of funny.
John, anyway, I'm not seeing the show on Aaron's Hours page. Just FYI. Go ahead.
But anyway, so what happens is that the homeowners association says, we will trap the squirrels. We'll get a service. We'll trap the squirrels, and then we will set them free in some forest area. Okay. So like miles away. Well, that's not what they did.
Uh-oh. What did they do? Dare I ask? Did they not trap them and release them like they
all
said?
The little Rocky the squirrels didn't survive.
Okay.
So basically they got a company to come out and poison the squirrels. And the only reason they found out is because they were doing this overnight and cleaning up the squirrels by 4 a.m. Well, somebody got up early and saw the demise of all the little Rocky the squirrels. And so that made a lot of tenants sell their little condo in this homeowners association and move because they really, the way the homeowners association rules were written, they didn't really have any recourse. Terrible. It was awful.
Terrible. Jennifer, just hang tight till after the break if you don't mind. Want to get through our normal shenanigans of news. If I have a delay in seeing any messages come up, I apologize because for some reason the feed is not coming up on my phone for my Aaron's Hour show.
I've got you on Aaron's Hour with Aaron Phillips, Aaron's Hour show, and Aaron Voice.
Okay. I don't know why I'm not seeing it on my phone. Oh, but that's okay. All right.
See?
And it's streaming.
Usually there's a much shorter delay, but anyway.
That's okay.
All right.
Okay.
So you know what time it is? It's time for Vegas and Rap 2.0.
Really?
Right now.
Today?
Hey.
Oh,
Anytime you want to push the button would even help.
Do it.
What's in our
Here
future?
we go.
This is the story of one man's incredible journey from 300.
With a nod to the past and an eye to the future, here is Aaron Phillips with Vegas Unwrapped 2.0.
We had commercial interrupt us there at the beginning of that little segment. Welcome to Vegas Unwrapped 2.0. This is the time of the show where not only do I like to share headlines, winnings, and losings, and news topics regarding Vegas, but it's also a time we share what's going on across the country. I have a lot of scratch-offs. You know what scratch-offs are, right?
Yes, we don't have a lottery here.
No, we do not. Although they keep talking about it again.
Actually, they're talking about it more seriously now.
Yes.
And since I had to have my sister who drove from California pick me up my quick picks for
There you go.
the next 10 drawings, I'd be in line for the lottery.
I think the last time it was brought up years ago, the casino lobbyists knocked it down because they wanted every dollar going into the casino. That money was supposed to go into education.
Yeah.
But maybe with the impetus of the things I've been sharing, scratch-offs across the country have been winning like crazy, millions of dollars. So I have a couple more today that I'm going to share. But first, Madison Square Garden, the MSG Sphere.
Easy for you to say.
No, my teeth are glued in really tight to say that today. I don't know if you've been reading about it, but lately there's been more talk about how the project is now running behind again.
Of course.
Costing millions of dollars. James Dolan, who's the owner of MSG and the Knicks back in New York, this is his project. And U2 is, of course, the opening act.
Yes.
And a report I shared a couple of weeks ago is the fact that this first concert is going to put them in the red to begin with, because James Dolan has paid U2 $10 million to be there without even selling a ticket. However, the good news is, as of this week, there has been great demand for the first set when they open. They've now added more shows coming up here, and I have the dates, and it's being called, let's see, what did they call it? The U2 UV Achtung, baby. They now have increased it to a total of 25 shows. Now,
oh my God.
What they've done here is that people who are part of, I guess, like the fan club or some club at YouTube, you actually can get on like the first right of refusal for pre-sales. So the new dates now will be December 1, 2, 6, 8, 9, 13, 15, and 16. That's like John, the way he counts my countdown every day. The performances begin on Friday, September 29th. So now they're going to go all the way through December 16th. Ticket prices start at $140, which include taxes and everything else. It's not bad, right? Because of the Sphere's larger capacity, it allows for 60% of tickets to be priced under $300, and there will be a limited number of premium price tickets per show. So all YouTube.com paid subscribers, that's the key word there, paid subscribers, are eligible to submit a ticket required for the 8 newly added shows, even if they've requested and secured tickets for the previously announced original dates, September 29th through November 4. On sale. The on sale opens Friday, May 12th, which was yesterday at 10 a.m. Pacific, and will run through the 15th until 4 p.m. Pacific time. John.
I just need to know why they're naming this Sphere after a food additive.
Sphere?
MSG.
The monosodium glutamate sphere.
Madison Square Garden.
John, you
But
got a lot to
MSG,
learn, John.
yeah.
What is it?
I do like the food additive comment.
Did you
though.
take
That's
your
really-
medicine today?
Yeah, the drugs are starting to kick in.
There you go.
now.
Finally, it's
Yeah.
about time. That's
Yay.
right. All right. Now, there's been a lot of talk, and it'll be interesting to see if you might even be able to shed a little light on this throughout
Maybe.
the day. The Oakland
Yes.
Athletics,
They're coming.
they're coming, but the original property was supposed to be where the Wild West Casino was on Tropicana on the other side of 15,
right.
Well, apparently they didn't file all the paperwork on time with the state legislation. Plus, there was supposed to be like a $700 or $500 million bond that they were hoping would come
Sure,
from
yeah.
the city, right? Well, apparently, because they didn't get their paperwork in on time, they now have a new site,
Yes.
Tropicana Hotel, the infamous, the famous, one of the most well-known, iconic hotels here in Casino, may be suffering for the new location because now the A's are looking at that, taking up 9 acres of the 30 plus that's already there. The bond that they're asking for from the state or from the citizens or whatever category it falls under is now only about $350 million. So that's the nice thing is it's going to be less on that.
Right.
Okay. 30,000 seat domed baseball stadium. Okay. That's all well and good.
Do you happen to know how many people Allegiant Stadium and T-Mobile seats?
Well, Allegiant holds around 65 to 70,000
Okay.
and T-Mobile, you're looking, I think it's around 17,000.
Why can't they share the Allegiant Stadium?
Because Allegiant Stadium, the way it's structured, was built only for football. It does not allow enough
The
movement
foosball.
of the dimensions of a baseball field. Does not allow for dual sport.
Okay, but we know Jack Murphy Stadium in San Diego would do the Chargers and would do the Padres baseball.
So did Shea Stadium back in the day, Yankee Stadium. The problem was back in that day, the sports society was so different where now football teams want to stand on their own. The baseball teams want to stand on their own,
okay,
you know.
whatever.
Even
They don't play well in this.
No, they
box.
don't. No, they don't. I mean, even Yankee Stadium during the winter, they do allow the NHL when they have what they call their outdoor, the frozen games where teams will play outdoors where they'll prep part of the field. They've done it at Fenway Park. They've done it at Yankee Stadium for a one-off kind of thing for novelty. Yankee Stadium also does what they call the Pinstripe Bowl for college football during the bowl season. But those are one-off special
And they could do
circumstances.
wrestling.
They've done wrestling. Yes. Look, you even know. Oh, look at Mona. She knows wrestling. Yes.
I'm referring to
My championship belt.
the championship belt.
I'm
that is
undefeated. My own belt.
in your category.
In my and you can put in whatever category you'd like. It doesn't matter to me. But now the stadiums are just so specialized. SoFi, the new one out in San Diego, which I'm sure your sister
Why
knows
can't we
about.
get the Padres instead of the Oakland A's?
It would be, well, you know, well, here's the other
Why
thing.
can't we get the
How about
Atlanta
the Yankees?
or the Braves
Well, here's the thing.
or the
Here's-
Giants?
See,
There's always one.
no, but that's okay. No. But think about the stadium Oakland plays in. I mean, it's a vast land of they just don't draw there. So they have to leave. They have to find a new home. A 45,000 seat.
Wasn't there a big earthquake there too?
89.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the big during the World Series.
Yeah.
So
See, you know this stuff.
I do. And
by the way, I really like your shirt.
oh, thank you.
Yes.
Thank you very much. Does that mean you hate the other ones I wear? You like this one today?
This one is a memorable shirt.
Is it really?
The other ones are just normal shirts. This one's memorable.
Wow.
Normal's not bad, but I really like your shirt.
Well, thank you.
Yeah. Looks like you're going someplace
Well,
snazzy.
I'm trying to upscale
After.
the show a little bit.
Oh, well, hence the,
Right.
I'm a
See,
little more
you look
dressed
lovely.
today too.
You look
Yes.
lovely.
Yes.
I try to get it, although underneath I do have my Aaron's Hour t-shirt on.
That's
there.
fine. You can strip
Anyway.
that off later and then show your
I usually wear my
muscles.
jacket. Muscles. I usually wear my jackets, my
Yeah.
appearance ones, but not this time. It's going to be 90 degrees. I mean, it's
I
not
know.
90 in the studio.
No, it's lovely.
However, the shirts is what you're going to see. Anyway, what was I talking about? Oh, the
Okay.
A's.
We digress.
So they're thinking with 30,000 seats for the baseball park will be an easier draw for the Oakland Athletics as a home team, especially when teams like the Yankees or Boston or even LA comes out there or
Right.
whatever.
Padres.
Yeah, but I've been the Padres. I've been yelling about this since this all started. Why in God's green earth are they trying to squeeze a 30,000 seat baseball park in the middle of the strip where
It's the worst
construction
corner.
Well, it's just so think about this. Have you ever been to baseball games?
Yes.
You go to games, so you understand it. 7:05 first pitch, right? Is
Yes.
generally when West games are, right?
Right. It's everyone's getting off work.
Bingo. Imagine you're on 15 at about
Yeah,
5
we're not all
o'clock.
strippers and showgirls.
No, we're not. And people like to get there early because batting
5
practice,
o'clock.
right? All that stuff, right?
Right.
The construction, the traffic's going to be horrendous, even more so than it is now with all the construction around this town.
Not to mention the big race in November.
Oh, yeah, the Formula One. Oh,
my God.
But that's a one-off, though. It's going to be crazy, but that's a one-off,
I know,
once a
but
year
look
thing.
at how much they're.
I know, they're blocking
all the
everything off.
traffic that they're causing.
You know how much money the casinos are charging for like seats and rooms for that? Like MGM, I read.
$1,500.
How about $10,000 a night at MGM?
Oh, per night. Yeah.
Per
but
night.
I'm talking about the seats.
Oh, the seats just to watch the race.
Yeah.
Oh, you ain't going to catch me at a race.
I'll
I used to go to
watch it on-
NASCAR.
You can watch it on TV.
That's why.
and then it's not as loud.
Maybe I'll sell a
But you can
$1,000
leave the-
seat at my house.
There you go. You can, right. It's not as loud, and you can leave the door open to the bathroom when you need to pee. I'm just saying.
Well, that also depends on where your TV is to the bathroom.
Right, and it depends on how friendly the people are
That's
that are
very true.
watching it with you.
That's very true. If they're not very friendly, they will be after that. But anyway, so and
I
then
don't
here-
want to miss a thing.
and here's the other thing that people are not really talking about.
Right.
If and when the A's come here, and of course our Las Vegas Aviators are the AAA affiliate of the A's, baseball considers that an unfair advantage
Oh, brother.
because no other major league team will have their AAA team within basically an Uber's call of getting somebody to come up and replace a player.
Okay, but it's an hour flight from most of the other minor league teams.
Well, not when the Las Vegas team was the AAA affiliate of the New York Mets a few years ago.
Oh, well, there you go.
But
Okay.
theoretically, it would be an Uber's ride from one side of town to another, or wherever the people would
I'm
be.
sorry. I'm reminded of a story a couple of years ago when the Blackhawks needed a goalie.
Yes.
And their all the other goalies were injured or whatever,
Mhm.
and then they ended up taking the goalie from like the fun club. Remember?
Yeah, like they're like a team club or Yep.
The guy was a civilian.
Right.
They and he did a great job.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm sorry.
But that's a great. What are you talking about? Okay, but that's a great example. But that individual though was not within the major league system. He was
Got
not
it.
playing for like the Silver Knights here would be
Right.
that. So here you've got professional athletes.
Okay,
that,
wait. What? I'm sorry.
no,
to
that's
interrupt.
okay. No,
But
I'm
the
used to it
Silver
from
Knights
Chiefs. That's
are-
okay.
The Silver Knights can be the feeder team for the Golden Knights.
Correct.
And we're talking a 25-minute drive.
Right. NHL has different rules. That's the problem.
Sorry.
No, but you know what I'm saying? But I mean, in theory, if a pitcher hurts their arm in the first inning, they have to just call John Doe, grab an Uber, and by the third inning, his replacement could be there. No other team has that advantage. So the team would have to change its affiliation, or MLB will have to make an adjustment to the rules.
Or they have a few on call that are an hour away,
That could be.
right?
Who knows? I just want them. The thing that bothers me is we have so much land, a couple of miles north on 15 between here
Or
and
a
the
couple
Speedway.
miles south
Or-
on.
Yep, going the other way, past the
Yeah.
Legion Stadium. Why do they have to put it into the congestion of the Strip? That just, I hate the fact that they're looking at those areas for this stadium. I'm happy they're coming.
Build
It's
it
enough.
right by the M.
Yeah, out that way. There's plenty of space
Right.
out there.
And they're building another tower at the M too.
I saw that.
Right.
But you know what?
Oh, it's
Bottom
in the
line
news,
is,
sorry.
no. But the bottom line is they didn't ask us our opinion, and we make sense. That's why. All right, we're running a little behind on our first break. We'll keep going through news and stuff as we wait for callers to call in. After we come back from break, the phone lines will be open 702-992-3207. That'll be your cue to call when we come back. That's 702-992-3207. Mystic Mona and your mini reads coming up right on the other side. Don't go anywhere.
This is the story of one man's incredible journey from 350 to 200-pound weight loss and his mission to help and inspire others. Aaron Phillips. People are praising Aaron's new book with 5-star reviews. Aaron's various humorous and wildly entertaining stories portray his rise as a sports announcer, his encounters with exotic and irregular entertainers on the Las Vegas Strip through his long-running Vegas Unwrapped radio show, and his contagious and positive style of pursuing success. Call now or visit our website or Amazon now to get your copy of Let My Voice Speak to You. Stories from a Hall of Fame radio personality. Order now.
All right, welcome back to Aaron Zauer with Aaron Phillips. I am that guy's name on the show that is like right up here in the banner, something like right over there.
Good job.
I would never make a good weather person because I'd be pointing in the wrong direction.
Oh, Cassandra Jones is leaving. Did you see?
No, I didn't.
Yeah, so
I
she's
missed
the
the
weather
memo.
gal on
NBC, right? Channel 3?
No, Fox 5.
Oh, that's what I said, Fox 5.
Fox 5 News this morning.
Oh,
And she's lovely and gorgeous, and she's leaving Fox 5 to go do an endeavor connected with her husband.
oh wow. Well, good for
I
her.
know.
So Fox
That
5,
was
I
a
used to
big-
do a report with Ted Pretty back in the day.
I
So
love Ted Pretty.
give me a call. I'm here
Well,
for you.
Of course, you probably did that back in the day when Ted Pretty would do pranks on Ted Pretty.
No, I'll tell you how it happened. A nonprofit group that I was part of, Positively Kids,
Yeah.
they were doing a fundraiser with ducks and stuff. And one of the prizes was to win an opportunity to do the weather on a morning show with Ted Pretty.
How fun.
So truth be told, the prize was won, but the person never went to claim it.
Oh, bummer.
And so the Fred Schultz, the CEO and founder
Yeah.
I've known for many years, and he says, hey, this is what's going on. You want it? I'm like, do pigs,
Yes.
do pigs not kosher, something? And so he set it up. And the day I went down to the studio, there was some like huge weather that was going on across the country here in Vegas, rains. And so I was already there. Ted and I were working on what I was going to do. They came down and they said, we're going to have to postpone you because of all this weather news. Can you come back next week? Of course I was going to come back next week. And so I had the whole thing planned the next week. And I did the last weather report at 8:45 hour. And I did so well. First of all, the director came down afterwards, and then Ted was flipping through the newspaper like I'm taking his job over because what I did, it was so much fun. That's why I learned to watch green screen monitors because they don't, obviously they're looking at a monitor off to the side, and that's where if you're not pointing to the right thing, you can get in trouble.
Well, okay, here's the other thing, is that they used to prank him. And the way they used to prank him is that he'd be sitting there doing the weather, right? Be talking. And then someone with a fishing pole and a UFO would like do it behind him while he was doing the weather. And of course, he's so serious about the weather and he's trying, and he knows this is going on and he's trying to ignore it. And you could tell everybody's trying not to laugh. And of course, a few people didn't,
couldn't hold it in.
Yeah. So sorry.
Put on your headset. I think we have a caller. Is that correct? We have a caller. We have a caller on the line. Thank you for calling. I bet I know who this is. Is this Jennifer?
Aloha.
Hello. How are you, my friend?
I'm doing well, thank you.
Well, I'm going to shut up now because I have my guest today. Just because you asked me about her 3 months ago, Miss Mystic Mona. So say hi to Mona.
Hi.
Hey, Mona, how are you?
So did you have an update for me?
Well, basically, the last time I talked to you, you told me that you saw this man in my life.
Yes.
And that very same evening, that was the morning, and then the evening, this person who was a friend of mine, we became more than friends. And anyway, so it was so right on. It was shocking and great.
The question is now, are you still with the gentleman?
Well, yes, but I do have some.
It's a definite maybe is what you're saying.
I'm getting kind of the yes, but.
Yeah.
Well,
yes,
anyway, so I was
but.
wondering if you could read my card.
Okay.
Let's update her.
All right.
What you see.
So Mona is pulling your cards. If we can flip to the overhead there, sir. We have a special camera all set up. No, not that one. We know what we look like. There we go.
Okay. Part of the reason why this fellow was so drawn to you is that you have this ability to calm him down in some way. He's somebody that can kind of be a bit on the high maintenance side. And this says that he's worked really hard to get to this point in his life. But the card's coming up as the soulmate card connected with him, and that he's looking at you like you're something special. So instead of, I guess, treating him like he's on a pedestal or the best thing that ever happened to you, my advice would be to treat him more like your annoying little brother instead of somebody that you kind of think is special. And the more things you can do together that are super casual, the better. And we don't make the stress on intimate connection. So, and I'm talking about physical intimacy. We make the connection more about experiencing that you do together with him. And I want you to look at it sort of like you're marking your territory with him, that you start trying new things that he may or may not have done with someone else. But when he does them with you, it's now your territory. It's now your mojo, you see? So what this says is that we're at a point right now where it's time to introduce each other to friends, and that if he's resistant to that, then you kind of have a clue about what his intentions are moving forward. If he's not resistant to that, what it's saying is now we just start doing things with him, and that the more things you do with him, the more he's bonded to you. But again, annoying little brother vibe, and not sparkle eyes, put him on a pedestal vibe. You see?
I do see. He's not here in Hawaii.
Okay.
He's on the mainland.
Okay. So maybe what you do is, again, experiencing with him. It might be that you decide to meet in Vegas on some sort of off weekend that's not a holiday. And, maybe, I don't know, Flag Day, June 14th. Maybe you come on Aaron's show and talk about the homeland. Just saying.
Okay.
But he's
Well, Jennifer does plan on stopping in Vegas as part of a vacation at the end of next month, as a matter of fact.
Well, then I would reach out to him and say, hey, I'm going to be in Vegas at the end of the month. Maybe you meet me there. And if he says no, then you know that this is not the fella you're going to spend the rest of your life with. If he says yes, then yay. And then you start asking Aaron and me and John the best places to take someone to in Vegas that isn't too pricey. Because we know all those places.
Jennifer's a frequent visitor of Vegas, so whether she does need help, we'll be more than happy to guide her.
But it's saying,
I feel like Chuck Woolery all of a sudden.
You have to remind some people who Chuck
Love
Woolery.
Connection.
Yes, there you go.
Not the dating game, John.
Yes.
That was the dating game.
So you see him as a possible soulmate?
I see him as that. Well, you have the soulmate card here. So I don't know if I'm going to see if I can move this card up so you can see it a little better. So you'll see this card. It's called Past Lives. All right. But it shows a lot of people. All right. A lot of incarnations. So you've run into this fella in more than one lifetime. So he's either being sent to you as a catalyst to show you the things that you want, maybe even the things you don't want in a relationship. But he's not coming up as a bad person. He's actually coming up as a good person. It's just, I think that you would like to see a little bit more attention from him, a little bit more effort on his part, when in fact it just says that he's kind of busy. And I will say this, that he might be dating more than one person.
Dun, dun, dun.
But that's not a bad thing, because you should be should be dating more than one person as well. As long as you're not poking anybody, they're just friends.
Okay.
As long as there's no poking going on, they're friends. And I want to tell you, I believe that men do this more than women do, although that they might try to go to the poking side of things. The more women that they date and get to know, the more the woman kind of holds off on that for a while, by the way, the more that actual real relationship develops. One of my favorite movies on the planet with Renee Zellweger is called Down with Love. And it is this spoof story based just like the old Doris Day, Burt Reynolds. No, who is it? Who's the other guy?
Rock Hudson.
Rock Hudson. Thank you. Doris Day, Rock Hudson. It's set in one of those rom-coms that were set in the 60s. But it's got a really good message, because she connives to spend all this time with a guy without sleeping with him. And so he gets to know her. He ends up falling in love with her, and he falls in love with her for all the right reasons, not just because there's a warm place to put it. I'm just saying.
Listen, ladies and gentlemen, this is school 101 here of how to say things very delicately.
I'm just saying.
I guess do you see anything else going on with my card?
Well, the big thing is that I don't want you to go into the tendency that once you put a fella in the radar, that he's the only fella. That it's talking about here with this card right here. It says we are the world. There are so many people around you that love you and want to spend time with you, but it feels like you're putting them on the back burner and giving this guy front burner access, and he hasn't really earned it yet, in my opinion.
Well, that's interesting you just said that, because that's exactly what's happening. I don't want to sound weird, but I have quite a few people that like me.
Yay. Of course you do.
Which is a good thing.
Yes.
But, so I have kind of done what you just said.
Okay, this is fabulous, because the way your cards are coming up is that you have this ability to spend time with people and enjoy things with people without it being about an intimate interaction, okay? And again, the more experiences you do with anyone that you like, the more this actually works in your favor. And I'm talking about going to the swap meet, going to open houses, doing the buy one, get one free coupon with dinner, going to play bingo, doing things that are an adventure, something new that person has never done with you. What happens is that now all of those adventures have your scent on them, your mark on them.
Mm-hmm.
So, oh, gee, the last time I did this was with Jennifer. And then they start thinking about Jennifer. Do you see what I'm trying to say? So I would move this fella that lives on the mainland to the back burner, and I would put new options on the front burner. Matter of fact, if I could just give you advice, after you watch the movie Down with Love, I want you to watch the movie Yes Man with Jim Carrey.
Oh, yes.
Okay.
I saw that.
Because it's the more adventures that you do, and then I don't care if you send pictures of those adventures of what you're doing. You don't have to say who you're doing it with. But if you're in a painting class, send a picture of how you're painting with friends. All right. And then you have all the people that are painting in the picture. And then he guesses with the idea of, well, is one of the fellas that she's dating? Do you see what I mean? Mm-hmm. So, but you don't actually say it.
Jennifer, I think when you come into town, it's time for a full reading with Mona when you come in at the end of June. The full experience.
Oh, I know. I know. That was great. And, yeah, so that was helpful, Mona. Thank you.
All right, sweetheart. You're a keeper. Just start treating him more like he's your annoying little brother and not like he's on a pedestal and that he gets all your sparkle eyes. I'm just saying.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, Jennifer. Thank you, darling.
Okay, thank you so much.
All right, Jen.
Care.
Talk soon.
Bye.
Did someone win a big jackpot?
702-992-3207. Give us a call now that the phone line is available. So let's go back to some of the other winnings.
Oh my
Speaking of
God,
lucky people.
did someone win a big jackpot?
Yeah, a lucky winner takes home big money.
How much?
I feel like Johnny Carson. That's right. So, playing the Mississippi Stud Poker Paris, this person on Wednesday at 11 p.m. took home $277,866. This story didn't even get the person's name. And usually I find out how much they bet before they win. Because to me, that number, 277, sounds great.
Right.
But they spent $200,000 to get 277 over the years.
Or did they spend 20?
Or did they spend 20?
Yeah, I mean,
that's right.
I know somebody that actually hit a straight flush and let it ride.
Really?
Yes.
How much did they spend before they got to that win? That's always
Valerie,
the question.
how much did you spend?
I was not keeping track.
Oh, okay.
I think it was like $100.
Okay, well, that's not bad,
she
though.
just sat down and within a few hands. See, I think it was in spades. She says it was in clubs, but it was a ace to 5 straight flush.
Wow, very cool.
Yeah, and she let it ride the whole time.
Let it ride.
I know.
By the way, you did a very nice job being very sensitive in your description of things, by the way.
You mean about
the
behind
poke thing,
closed doors?
Right, and the poker and We weren't talking
intimate
about.
liaisons. Yes.
I thought you were talking about a fireplace.
Well, that's what you want to call it, my friend.
It is.
Anyway, yes.
Well, if all goes well, it is a fireplace.
Oh, wait a minute. I have someone in the chat room. Her name is Eileen Cohen,
Hello, Eileen.
and she says, "Read my cards."
All right. Does she have a question, or does she just want me to tell her?
Call her. Do
No, I could just do
you
it
have a
this way.
specific question, or
Sure,
we're just
sure.
going to draw 5?
We're
And
going to draw
Mona's-
5 and tell Eileen
There you go.
what she needs to know.
Shall I walk
Hold on,
out
let
of the
me-
room?
No. We'll just clear the cards here. You can save all that Vegas news for a minute.
Oh, that's fine. I could.
Yeah,
Listen,
because
I'm all good with
I
it.
want to tell you that the people texting in or
Yes.
chatting in like this is probably the easiest way to get a quick read. So,
There you go.
Ooh,
All right.
Me next.
okay, all right. So I'm drawing Irene's cards right now.
Eileen with an L.
Eileen, I'm sorry.
Let's go to the overhead shot, if
Eileen.
you don't mind,
We're gonna
sir.
go. We're gonna do the overhead shot, and we're gonna pull out Eileen's cards here.
Because I can honestly tell you, she's watching for a change.
Well, bless her heart. Okay.
Yeah.
Eileen, if things are not in chaos, you don't think it's normal, but there's something going on right now where the crapola has hit the revolving blades, as you know what I'm saying. So you have a card of disruption. You're already aware of it. That's what this says. It's saying here that when the dust settles, you'll actually be in a better place. I wonder if the disruption might not be happening to you. It might be happening to one of your offspring or someone close to you. But I want to tell you that they caused this to happen. This is not your fault. But it may be like, I'll see cards like this when someone's gotten a DUI, or I'll see cards like this when someone has been wrongfully terminated from a job. But it's interesting because there's a woman here that is going through the process, like sitting in a canoe with no oars, and you're just flowing through it, and you got to get through it. And then there's this guy that's an absolute bad person right here with a temper, and I would use stronger words, but he's not a good guy, and he may be the person that has caused the crap hitting the blades in your life right now. So what it's saying is that while this is incredibly unfair, what it's also saying is that you wouldn't have made a change if this hadn't happened. So again, sometimes I see this when someone is forced into early retirement. I see this when some people are being let go from a job and it was for all the wrong reasons, or somebody threw them under the bus in some way. But Eileen, it's literally saying that the chaos that you're going through right now has a conclusion that puts you in a much better place. But you have to decide that you're going to let yourself play this out. So whatever proof you have, if this is a legal issue, for like wrongful termination, for example, if this is a legal issue, you want to put together the chronological diary of what happened. And then you want to reach out to an attorney that handles wrongful dismissals. But or it could be a big breakup in a partnership. But I'm telling you, the guy is awful. So if spirit is trying to get you away from this guy, the ultimate conclusion is amazing. But right now it feels incredibly uncomfortable. And if you were here, I would just give you a big hug and tell you it's all going to be okay, but you got to let this play out. So I hope that helps.
If it doesn't, I'll hear about it later.
That's fine. That's fine. But she's in a chaotic place right now. The reason she didn't call in is she doesn't want someone to hear her voice. She might have even made up a name in order to ask that question. And none of that matters because the message that was supposed to come has come. But the chaos that's going on right now, if she can just sort of lean into it, at the end of it, it'll be better.
Well, she says thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. My pleasure.
702-992-3207. 702-992-3207 if you'd like your mini reading. Before I forget, if they would like a full reading,
Oh,
and
yeah,
to meet
just
with you
go to my
one-on-one,
website.
which
Yeah,
is
Mona.Vegas. So www.mona.vegas. There's no .com at the end. Although I think I have VegasMona.com or MonaVegas.com.
you have a few, I think. Did you say
I'm a
one time?
domain slut. I'm just saying. I must have 50 domains.
Because you have them all directed anyway. So
Well,
I mean,
they all
it's-
direct to Mona.Vegas.
Yeah.
So, but if you just put in Psychic Mona Vegas, you'll find me pretty fast.
There
too.
you go. Now,
but-
you also do events. You have any events coming up that you've got?
Yes. I just, oh my God. Do you know who I met?
I don't have your powers to know that.
Oh my God. So I got booked for this event and I got to meet Justin Timberlake.
No way.
Swear to God.
I saw the picture.
Oh my God. Swear to God.
Actually,
And
now
he
that I
was
think
so
about it, me
nice.
too.
Well, see, at the event, we weren't allowed to use our cell phones.
Okay.
Okay. So he comes over and sits next to me and I said, I'm such a huge fan. It's so nice to talk to you. And he said, and I go, they're not allowing us to have cell phones, but I see you have a friend could you take a picture of us? So she did. He said, yes. And so that's how I got a picture with him.
There you
because
go.
they ended up texting it to me.
Oh,
So
very nice.
it was great. So
Intervention.
Yeah.
Divine.
Ooh, so now you have his number.
no, I have
The photographer.
I have the whoever took the pictures number,
That's one step closer.
well, it's like 6 degrees. It's actually, I don't have a 6 degree of separation with him now because he was sitting right next to me. But what I said to the gal that took the picture is, if you would like a reading, I would be delighted to provide that for you
There you go.
as a thank you.
Oh.
So there you go.
There you go. It's called a bribe barter, ladies and gentlemen. That's
No,
what we
it's
call-
it's a thank you for being
Of
so
course.
gracious.
All right, we're going to step aside for our last break of the show because when we come back, we're going to take more calls, requests,
Or texts.
or texts. And I believe
Because,
that our producer director John has willingly thrown his hat in. We'd love to have a reading. So maybe
I volunteer.
Okay.
careful what you volunteered once in your life, right?
Yeah.
That's right. Didn't that look what that got you?
Yeah, I got this cough now.
That's right.
I know, right?
You're watching Aaron's Hour. We'll be right back.
Avengers, I want you all to check out Aaron's Hour. It is Saturdays from 12 p.m. with the voice himself, Aaron Phillips. Of course, he's got the full support of, well, the Las Vegas Avengers, the Empire.
Are you looking for someone to provide training to your staff? Do you need a motivational speaker about how to handle change? Do you have an upcoming event that needs an MC to handle those responsibilities? Well, look no further than longtime Las Vegas radio personality, Aaron Phillips. I am local to Las Vegas and I can blend my talents with any audience. For more information, please visit www.aaronphillipsvoice.com and book me for your next event or training needs.
But hi there.
We're just discussing the last reading.
Yeah, we're discussing the last reading. We're trying to read the reading.
Discuss amongst yourselves.
That's right. We'll be right back. Anyway,
I'll cut the mic.
you cut the mics off. Anyway, all right. Welcome back. We have about 15 minutes left. John is going to put his hat in the ring to get a reading.
Okay.
But then the phone lines, once he gets back behind the desk, will be open because he'll be able to answer it. What are you giving me the hat for?
What's that
Well,
for?
when he's on, you want me
You
to put?
said throw my hat into the ring.
Oh, there you go.
brother.
Oh,
There's
geez.
And
always one.
someone told me a while ago that I should start wearing a beret.
Who said that?
You did.
Hip hip beret, hip hip beret. So John Styles' show, doing it with Styles. This is his show hat, and he looks better wearing it than it just without it.
Isn't that the truth?
Anyway, go. You
All right.
You want to come up and pick? Or you
No,
want
I
to
can
rely
do
on
the cards for you.
All right.
Because you
Yeah,
got to.
I would just like to know what
Okay.
the universe has in store.
I will
Oh,
tell
my
you.
God.
Thank you. I believe
All
you.
Take notes just in case you forget. Oh wait, you can go back and watch this later
That's right.
on Roku, Facebook, or YouTube.
I'm no dummy.
Wow.
We'll find that out.
I'm
In the,
smart.
we'll find that out in the cards for truth or not.
Okay, so you have this. If you have the camera that's pointed, this is the karma rewarding you.
Uh-oh.
It's
Ooh.
also any legal issues being worked in your favor. This
Ooh.
card called Breakthrough.
Cool.
And what's interesting is that you got to keep thanking the angels, because you got the angel card here, that you're actually being guided in the right direction. There is a client here that you need to fire. It's not our.
No.
No.
We both know who
Yeah,
it is.
there's a client you need to fire because either he's not paying you, or he keeps coming up with a reason to not pay you. That he may be criticizing the quality of your work, and maybe getting way more hours out of you than he deserves.
Not anymore.
But here's the thing, is that it's kind of taught you. It's like if you were to do your own little video about what to watch for in media, what to watch for, you could use the lessons learned from this one client. And it might be that you just do a little commercial of how to fire a client, because this one, and it's, what's really funny is that whatever industry he's in, it looks like you get his biggest competitor to replace him. So let's say, I'm going to just use a couple examples. Let's say the M Resort is one of your clients, and let's say Tuscany is one of your clients. And what you do is you start emphasizing the small independent casinos as part of your wheelhouse instead of the big casinos. So it could be that you get the area marketing person for Dottie's or for Jackpot Jonies or Jonies Jackpots or whatever it is. But what I'm getting is that whoever this person's biggest competitor is, for example, let's say this guy's an injury attorney, right? And so what you do is you go, well, if you're not going to pay me, I'll find another injury attorney that has a much bigger marketing budget, and I will go with him. The funny thing is that the downfalls that you learn from this one client actually lead you to sell to this one, the new one, much better. And I hope that makes sense to you, but that's the most important thing you need to know.
You never let me down.
Aw, thanks, John.
I'm still pondering. I'm still pondering.
Well, no,
both of the last readings, by the way.
But the thing is with Eileen's,
yes,
is that there is some sort of controversy that is unfair that she has to deal with. So it could be a couple of teachers having an affair that has gotten out of hand or gone public, or maybe the one guy that was having the affair with the gal, maybe she's married, he's not, and the husband finds out and it turns into a crap show. Do you see what I'm saying? But I'm there's something that it's about to happen that I just want her. It would be like if she sent out a memo about relationship ethics.
Okay.
Right around now.
Okay.
It would be sort of protecting everybody.
Okay.
You see, so this is we having this little red flag or the signpost up ahead, like we used to say in the Twilight Zone.
Right.
For her to send out a preventative or, by the way,
as a reminder, you are still subject to the ethics and bylaws of being an appropriate teacher. Patrick's in the chat room. He says, thank you, Mystic Mona.
Oh,
so Patrick, does that mean you want a reading while we got you?
Ask him if he wants a show.
Yeah, Patrick, do you want a show? Want a show?
Yeah, because we just fired a client, so there's space.
Well, if you recall the last time you and I did a show at my previous location, Patrick was there in studio, and you hit on something about some sort of show in a casino and all of that. And what I don't think I shared with you was after that show, Patrick and I actually started talking. He knows somebody over at Main Street Station, and they're wanting to do some sort of variety show. And Patrick has been my mouthpiece to try to have the three of us meet there. Unfortunately, the people keep putting him off or putting us off to meet with them. So that is still out there for something about a new project that you talked about.
Mystic Mona could be a 10-minute segment and do mini readings for the audience in your variety show.
There you go.
Hell yeah.
And then you would be the only show on the Strip that offered that.
Well, there you go. So Patrick, get on it, will you please?
Just saying.
Licensed.
And I am licensed in the city of Las Vegas.
That's right.
Which means I've gone through a criminal background investigation to have the license that I have. So there.
That's right.
Right.
Well, it's legit.
Yeah, damn it. I mean that in the Beaver Dam sort of way.
Which I'm glad. Beaver Dam. Speaking of dams, our Hoover Dam, did you see that the water's gone up because of Lake Powell and everything?
That was so cool to watch them release all that water.
It was a lot of water.
It's a scary amount of water.
It's also, try taking a shower in that, you'd be down the drain.
Okay, did your water bill go up?
I haven't gotten it yet. I'm afraid.
Ours is still kind of in, because apparently as soon as my husband saw the thing on the news, he went to look at how much water we use.
Right.
And he goes, oh, we're definitely below the threshold.
Oh.
We have desert landscaping, you know. Yes, we still bathe every day. So
well, that's good.
That's all that matters.
And
we use our dishwasher a lot. Because they say using your dishwasher is way more water efficient than if you hand wash your dishes.
I agree with that, because I know how I want my wife when she does the dishes. She's much better at it. She's more efficient at it than I am. She'll put everything on one side, wash and soap it up over here, and then she'll rinse everything at the same time.
Right.
Not me. I'll take one fork at a time, put it in the drain part, then a plate, and So she's better at it. And right now we can't use our dishwasher.
Oh, man.
Because all of her baking stuff it would take me
Oh,
long.
she's storing it there. Yeah.
Because
what
it's
we're-
usually the two of us.
we
you know?
store everything in our microwave. So that's our bread box.
Well, and I have an air fryer, but with only two of us, I mean, we don't use enough. Yeah, we use paper plates.
At some point, by the way, I have a very, very dear friend of mine that has started this purging service.
Okay.
So what she does is she goes in and she looks at an area and she goes, do you need this? Do you need this?
Right.
She asks them questions. So she ends up helping people purge a good 25-30% of what they have in their house.
Interesting.
And then she helps them organize.
Mhm.
And she's amazing at it. So if you guys ever want, here in Vegas, if you want her information, just get a hold of me and I'll pass it along to you.
Eileen calls it the storage washer.
The storage washer. Yes. Yes.
Patrick has not responded if he wants a reading.
That's
so.
fine. Okay. So tell us some more Vegas.
Oh,
news.
yes. And then at the end, maybe I'll get updated on mine because it's been a while.
that's
Anyway,
fine.
so we're done with Vegas news. These are scratch offs I was talking about earlier.
Oh, yeah.
I decided last week, I announced that I'm going to start a business of buying scratchers from all over the country and then just selling them out of Vegas, out of my own store. Because then I can get commission. Will you turn that off over there?
Yeah. Someone didn't silence
It
their
is
phone.
off.
It is. Now it is.
No, I'm serious.
So what was that?
I don't know.
That was your ringer.
That's so funny because my dear friend has that exact same, Minions ring. Yeah.
He's a minion, okay.
Yeah.
So Florida man buys a $50 scratch off at a gas station.
Okay. The scratch off, wait, cost $50?
Mhm. They have different levels of.
But you would spend $50. It's like a one and done kind of
You
thing.
know what? He won $1 million for $50. It's not a bad trade-off.
Holy crap.
Yep. 55-year-old Claudie Charles of Homestead claimed the prize. Claudie.
Is he my long lost cousin?
He chose to receive his winnings as a one-time lump sum and walked away with $820,000 before taxes.
Well, yeah, that means that he's going to end up with like 500 or 450,000. But
That's okay.
hey,
Still
that's
not bad
okay.
for $50.
No
right?
kidding.
Here's another one. Denver this time. This lady, her name is Crystal G. Did not give her last name. $20 scratcher ticket. And she became Denver, Colorado's newest millionaire. She won $1 million on a Monopoly 200 times scratch ticket.
Wow. Good for her.
She was going to buy a new house. And she's already put an offer in on one in anticipation. She must have spoken to you knowing it was coming. She put an offer in before she had the money.
Didn't she call in the show?
Did it list her phone number?
Yeah, she's looking. That's right. She's Pasco County, Florida. Another man wins $1 million. Let's see. He won $1 million after playing the new $1 million a year for life game. He announced this gentleman, Ray Chavez, 58. I don't want to say the city name because if I say it wrong, it sounds like syphilis, but it says Zephyr Hills.
Okay.
Zephyr Hills. Zephyr Hills claimed a $1 million prize when he went to collect at Tallahassee. These places that sell the tickets, they get like a $2,000 commission for
I
winning
thought it was
tickets
more
like this.
than that.
Well,
7%.
well, this person got only 200. Maybe they got jilted. I don't
Okay,
know.
so did he win the $1 million a year?
So yeah, he won $1 million a year. That gentleman.
Oh my God.
The gas station that sold it got him easily $2,000 for $1 million. And this guy's 58. If he lives another 30 years and that other guy got only $2,000 for selling the ticket, something's wrong there.
Yeah. And does he get 2,000 every year? or
No, just
the
one
once?
time for selling
One
the
and
ticket.
done?
One and done. Just for selling the ticket.
That's like a weekend in Vegas, the $2,000.
Especially over Formula One weekend. Just for
That's
the
if you can make it
Well,
the
no,
whole
I mean-
day.
That's right.
Exactly. I mean,
That's
if he wins 2,000, if he gets 2,000, he comes to Vegas and he reinvests it in the top dollar machine
We'll say thank you for helping our economy.
or the megabucks.
There you go.
Go to Caesars.
You know what? Caesar's Palace. That's one thing I've noticed with all the local winnings of
Yeah.
big jackpots. A lot of them are coming out of Caesar's properties. A lot of them.
Really?
Yeah. Something going on.
Harrah's.
So, yeah, all of them.
You know what? I feel so bad for the Rio.
I know.
It used to be such a place.
Not anymore.
Not so much no more.
No. Ever since they stopped the sky and the ride in the sky thing where they threw the necklaces
the
out.
Masquerade Village,
Yeah.
the parade in the sky.
Went down.
Wait, what was it called? I think it was.
It was Masquerade something.
Yeah, Masquerade Village, and it was the. You're right. I think the parade in the sky.
Yeah.
But yeah, my one of my favorite people won her straight flush on Let It Ride at the Flamingo.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Last one I'll mention here from New Kent County, Virginia. Marsha Rollins was on the phone with her fiance as she scratched her lottery ticket when she realized she had $2 million to celebrate. This woman, Marcia, she was playing the Money Blitz, which is a Virginia lottery scratcher game. She says, I'm floating on cloud 9. And what she plans on doing is getting a new boyfriend. No, I'm only kidding. Rollins had the option of taking $2 million prize and annual payments over 30 years. However, or the one-time cash out of $1.2 million before taxes. She chose the $1.25 million lump sum payment.
And bought herself a bigger engagement ring.
Probably, yes. The other one is now sinking at the bottom. No.
The other one she's wearing on a chain around her neck.
Like Flavor Flav. But this is what's in with these scratch tickets. I mean, the amount of winnings on scratch tickets lately has just been nuts. And I'm happy for it because that's money that.
Well, we only hear about the winnings.
No, absolutely.
Yeah.
But that's why I like to say, I mean, all right, so that woman or person bought a $20 ticket, right?
Right.
Now, my dad, before we moved here from New Jersey had lottery tickets, pickets, quick picks, and all that stuff, right? Over the years, how much money does someone have to spend before they get lucky on the 1.1 in 4.5 million chance of you getting a winning ticket?
Crazy.
That's always the story I talk to. It's like when I sold timeshare. People would come in, they gamble, they say, oh, I come to Vegas for free. And I look at them, I say, no, you ain't, dude. Your room may be comped on paper for that stay, but guess what? How long you been coming here? 20 years, they would say. And I'd say, well, for 20 years, you've been prepaying for that hotel room. And you know what? They finally got it. They didn't buy timeshare, but they finally got my point.
Yeah, that's why.
That's why I'm not doing timeshare anymore, because I made nothing out of it. Anyway, so something about scratchers lately and something about Caesar's Palace, which means if the state gets the lottery, you buy all your lottery tickets to Caesar's Palace, you're going to win.
Well, see, that's what it boils down to, is that I think the only way the lottery is going to happen is if there are buying stations for the lottery tickets in the casinos so that they get their cut in some way.
Absolutely. Well, that was offered the first time, and they still said no. The lobbyists for the casinos are stronger than any other group, I think, up in Carson for any of these types of things. They wanted every penny to go into the casino and not have it take. Yeah, they'd get a fraction of the ticket or the winning, of course, but it's not the same if you get 40 million people a year coming through Vegas. So they knocked it down the first time.
Okay, but they don't realize that this can be an amazing marketing opportunity, because if all a person has to do is show their lottery ticket, and whatever the amount they spent on that lottery ticket, if they got that in free play, or if they got that knocked off their room, or if they just showed their lottery ticket and it alleviated the resort fees. Right. Well, it's a marketing thing. I mean, they could spin this any way that would make it. Now, you just got that idea on Aaron's Hour.
There you go. Yeah. I'll take my commission later on.
Do you want to see?
Yes, we have a couple of minutes, so we'll let
I'm going to let you choose the cards.
Left hand, right hand.
Left hand.
Left hand. So I'm going to stand up as I pick up my cards.
Just draw 5 cards, leave them face down.
Of course. So I'm going to take that one here.
Okay.
And I'm going to take this one here.
Not that one. I'm kidding.
I'm going to take the one next to it because Mona said not that one. That one, I'm going to take the one that's always irrelevant, the one at the end of the deck, like the last pick in a draft.
Right, Mr. Irrelevant.
That's right.
Right.
Number 256. All right.
So
Let's hear it.
I was curious to see if the if the crap that was going on in somebody else's reading might have been in your reading, but it's not. So you have a totally black card here.
I was wondering, did they forget to print on that one?
No. It is. Do you remember the old Polaroid cameras?
Oh, yes.
Okay. If you took a picture of something too close and the film developed, you just wasted $1. You just wasted three scoop ice cream cones from Thrifty Ice Cream at 10 cents a scoop.
Thrifty ice cream.
I know. I'm just saying. I'm just dating myself here. But what's interesting is that this is saying that while you're doing all the right things, it doesn't feel like you have a plan. So this is talking about what is your 5-year plan. All right. What is your whole intention with what you're doing right now? What do you plan to do with it? This is saying that at some point you're going to have to decide to be all in and be all entrepreneur, not sitting on the fence. That's what this says. All right. This is your own intuition, and it's leading you toward the idea that you're finally ready to have what you want, but you can't make it all about money. See, you worry about money, which is why you haven't gone all entrepreneur all the time. So what this is saying is that first we want to make sure that we're okay financially within the next 5 years. And it might be your 5-year plan is to go all in 5 years, but that you need to start doing and planning for it now. Because what these cards are talking about is that you don't want to do the sitting on the fence crap anymore. So any questions?
No.
Okay.
On that note, the quarter has run out of the slot. The time is running out. Speaking of money, always fun to have you here.
Thank you,
We know
Aaron.
that. We know. I
It's
love you very
always
much
a
for
blast
coming
to
in.
have you sit with me and talk and just kibitz and just visit and just,
Absolutely. It's one of my most relaxed shows that I do when you and I are on the air together, because we just flow like the river, like the water into Lake Mead. We just flow.
And the smartest people tune into this program.
That's right. Even if it's just the five of us. Anyway,
right.
we'll set another date to have her come on down the line
great.
based on her schedule as always. And thank you to everybody out there.
Yeah.
Quiet out there.
What'd they say?
There.
They said that you hit the nail on the head.
Ah, there you go.
All right. I think
Jennifer always wins at South Point.
Yeah, that's where she usually stays. Absolutely.
Oh, there you go. And they still have a buffet. By the way, speaking of buffets.
No kidding. Really? They still have one?
At South Point?
Yeah, he performs his songs there every month. Jimmy Buffett. Oh,
no. That's so funny. If you guys have not been to the buffet at the Palms lately, it's amazing.
Better than it was before.
Oh my God.
Is it?
It's so good. Of course, they don't have the one thing on the menu that I used to go to the Palms buffet for, which was their rainbow trout that was cooked with butter and capers. It was out of this world. And seriously, they'd bring a tray of it and people would flock. They'd want that more than they wanted the crab legs. But anyway, I'm just saying, it was so good. But the Palms buffet, right now they have kind of limited hours, but they're open every morning for breakfast.
Okay.
It's fabulous. And then they're open for dinner in the evenings.
Yeah.
But they don't do a lunch thing anymore. It's just breakfast and dinner. And a brunch on Sunday. It is fabulous.
That's right, because that's their high traffic times, morning and the evening.
Yeah, but it's fabulous.
Fabulous. You heard it from Mystic
Yes.
Mona. All right, next week's show, if all goes well, one of the best and the most noted impersonator since Rich Little, Mr. John D. Domenico, will be on the air with us next week.
Johnny D is going to be
Johnny
on your
D
show.
is coming on next week.
He's wonderful.
He is.
Come on down.
He is come on. If you got nothing, come on in. He is noted for the best Trump impersonator ever. He has been on Howard Stern.
And Trump has stolen some of his lines.
Oh, has he really? I didn't know that.
Yeah,
I'll have to ask him about that.
One of the lines he stole was Kung Flu.
Oh, all right. Note that down. I'll have to ask him about that next week. Anyway, make sure you tune in.
Yeah.
I will verify with my promo this week. However, thank you all for watching. By the way, happy Mother's Day to everybody out there. Happy Mother's Day to fathers who also are a mother, and I mean a true mother, not a mother, you know what? Be safe and enjoy, and just remember all the mothers that you choose to. As always, be kind to everybody. Why is that? We're all we have. We'll see you next time right here
Thank
on
you.
Aaron's Hour. Thank you for watching.